What if SCHG's massive growth isn't really about the ETF itself, but about a small group of companies that are reshaping the entire economy? That is the big story behind SCHG right now. And by the end of this video, you'll see why NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, and Broadcom are doing much more than simply pushing up the share price. They are changing what investors expect from a growth portfolio. And there's one important detail many investors overlook. SCHG gives you exposure to this growth engine at an expense ratio of just 0.04%. So let's break down what is really driving SCHG. If you enjoy straightforward ETF analysis without the hype, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with someone who is considering adding a growth ETF to their portfolio. First, what exactly is SCHG? SCHG is the Schwab US Large Cap Growth ETF. It tracks the Dow Jones US Large Cap Growth Total Stock Market Index and currently holds about 197 stocks. As of early August 2026, SCHG had more than $62 billion in total net assets, with an expense ratio of just 0.04%. That means an investor putting $10,000 into SCHG would pay roughly $4 per year in fund expenses. Assuming the investment remained at $10,000, that is extremely inexpensive for access to a portfolio concentrated in some of the largest and most innovative companies in the United States. But low fees aren't the main reason SCHG has grown. The bigger reason is what SCHG owns. Number 1, artificial intelligence. The first major growth engine is artificial intelligence. Look at SCHG's holdings. As of August 11th, NVIDIA represented about 10.5% of the ETF. Apple was around 8.9%, Microsoft about 7.5%, Amazon roughly 5.3%, and Alphabet's two share classes together represented more than 7%. Broadcom was close to 4%. Think about what that means. SCHG isn't simply betting on one AI company. It gives investors exposure to several layers of the AI ecosystem. NVIDIA provides the computing infrastructure. Microsoft is integrating AI into software and cloud services. Amazon is building AI capabilities into AWS. Alphabet is competing through Google Cloud, Gemini, and its massive technology ecosystem. Broadcom is positioned around advanced semiconductors and networking, and Apple is bringing AI into one of the world's largest consumer device ecosystems. So, SCHG benefits if AI becomes a long-term productivity revolution rather than simply another technology trend. And that distinction is extremely important. Number 2, the growth of profitable technology. Here's another reason SCHG stands out. This isn't a portfolio filled primarily with speculative startups. Many of its largest holdings are already enormous businesses generating substantial cash flow. That changes the risk profile. 20 years ago, investors might have had to choose between traditional companies producing profits today and technology companies promising profits tomorrow. Today, some of the world's largest technology companies can do both. They can generate massive amounts of cash while continuing to invest billions of dollars into AI, cloud computing, semiconductors, software, and digital infrastructure. That creates a powerful combination: high growth plus financial strength. And SCHG is designed to capture that combination. Number 3, SCHG is becoming a concentrated bet on economic productivity. This is where my perspective differs from the typical SCHG analysis. I don't think SCHG should simply be viewed as a technology ETF. That's too simplistic. Its bigger bet is on productivity. If AI allows companies to produce more with fewer resources, automate repetitive tasks, improve software, optimize supply chains, accelerate research, and increase employee productivity, then the economic value created could extend far beyond the technology sector. And SCHG owns many companies that are positioned to monetize that productivity. That's potentially much more powerful than simply betting on higher technology spending. But there is a catch now. Here's what investors need to understand. The same concentration that can make SCHG powerful can also make it vulnerable. SCHG's top holdings account for a very significant portion of the portfolio. NVIDIA alone was above 10% in August 2026, while Apple and Microsoft were also major positions. So, if these mega-cap growth companies continue delivering strong earnings, SCHG can benefit tremendously. But if valuations fall, AI spending disappoints, interest rates rise sharply, or investors suddenly rotate away from growth stocks, SCHG can experience meaningful volatility. In other words, SCHG isn't designed to be boring. It's designed to participate in the companies driving the growth side of the market. So, why is SCHG growing so much? I would break it down into 4 factors. Number 1, AI. Artificial intelligence is creating enormous demand for computing power, semiconductors, cloud infrastructure, software, and data centers. Number 2, earnings power. Many SCHG holdings aren't just promising future growth. They're already highly profitable businesses. Number 3, investor demand. Investors increasingly want simple, low-cost exposure to the company's leading technological change. And number 4, compounding. When successful companies grow their earnings, reinvest those profits, expand their markets, and maintain strong competitive advantages, investors can potentially benefit from several years of compounding. That is the real SCHG story. It's not just that the ETF owns growth stocks, it's that SCHG owns many companies sitting at the intersection of technology, AI, cloud computing, digital infrastructure, healthcare innovation, and consumer platforms. What should investors do? This is where you need to think beyond the headline. If you're already heavily invested in something like the S&P 500 or a total market ETF, adding SCHG doesn't necessarily give you completely new exposure. You may simply be increasing your allocation to the same mega-cap companies. That's not automatically bad. In fact, that could be exactly what you want. For example, an investor might use a broad market ETF as the foundation and add SCHG as a deliberate growth tilt. Another investor might combine SCHG with a dividend-focused ETF such as SCHD to balance growth potential with dividend-oriented exposure. The key is understanding what you're actually buying. You're not just buying 197 stocks. You're making a larger bet on the continued success of America's biggest growth companies. And that can be incredibly powerful, but it requires patience. So, what is driving SCHG's massive growth? It's not one company. It's a combination of AI, cloud computing, semiconductor demand, software innovation, enormous corporate cash flows, and the continued expansion of technology into almost every part of the economy. And SCHG gives investors access to many of those trends for an expense ratio of just 0.04%. But here's the most important takeaway. The biggest opportunity in SCHG may not be the technology itself. It may be the productivity and earnings growth that technology creates. If that thesis plays out over the next decade, SCHG could remain a powerful growth engine. But if valuations become excessive or the earnings growth fails to justify expectations, the same concentration that helped SCHG rise could work against investors. So don't buy SCHG simply because it has performed well. Buy it only if you understand why you expect its underlying companies to continue growing. If you found this analysis useful, like this video, subscribe to Financial Literacy Lab and share it with another investor researching SCHG. And let me know in the comments, do you think SCHG's AI exposure makes it a stronger long-term investment? Or does its concentration make it too risky? I'll see you in the next video. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any investment.